buddy. Welcome to Thursday. Today is January 9th, 2025, and I'm Michelle with Michelle Crochets. Please allow me to say welcome and hello to my returning viewers, my returning subscribers, and my returning lurkers. I also want to say a very special welcome and hello to my new viewers, my new subscribers, and my new lurkers. I appreciate having each and every one of you here with me today. I thank you for your time. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have a bit of a routine to my videos. I like to start out with a quote of the day because it sets the tone for the video and for my channel in general. Heck, it sets the tone for me. From there, we will have coffee talk because I always like to share what's in my cup. And yes, I'm going to tell you how I made it. After that, we'll have a conversation about the weather. Yeah, the weather. Hopefully, the weather in your area is better than it is in mine. Once I've done that, I'm going to share any announcements I have. We'll have a conversation with a very special friend, and then we'll move into the topic of the day. Now, once I've covered the topic of the day, I'll finish up any final thoughts I might have. Then I'll put up a screen card, and that screen card will detail some crochet time that we're going to have. It will list the pattern, if there is a pattern available, what the project is, what yarn I'm using, and my hook and hook size. Excuse me. Once we have moved into the crochet time, you will notice that I don't talk. I give you some wonderful music to enjoy as I crochet. You're free to do whatever you like, whether that is crochet or knit, diamond dart, paint, or whatever makes you comfortable, even if it's just sitting there and enjoying a free moment to enjoy yourself and relax. I hope that this is a fun experience for you. And in order for it to be a fun experience, let's get started with the quote of the day. Today's quote, said by Benjamin Franklin, gave me a lot to think about. A place for everything, everything in its place. And this really hits home for me because a missed opportunity to clean is an opportunity lost for me. I haven't had an opportunity to clean as much as I would like, but I have made great progress. So I'm very pleased with myself on that note. I'd like to do better. That's one of my goals this year, to have a more tidy space and a more organized space. So a place for everything means something to me. It resonates with me. But what I found funny, because I love words, is I always grew up hearing that statement as a place for everything and everything in its place. There's no and. It literally is a place for everything, everything in its place. And I think, just my opinion, that this was probably an observation, as I have done only a cursory amount of study about who Benjamin Franklin was as a person. It turns out he wasn't the most tidy person. So this is kind of an ironic statement. I think, like I said, it was an observation. Someone had tidied up his space and made it so that he could function more effectively. So that's the quote of the day. I hope it resonates with you. Now, coffee talk. This is my coffee cup. Yes, it is probably filled to about here. And it has in it my bullet blend coffee. My bullet blend coffee is made by using my personal bullet blender, tossing in 2 ice cubes, a splash of water, a scoop of chicory, a scoop of instant coffee. I like Cafe Bustelo. I add in a little bit of flavoring. Of course, I add in my fake sugar, and I add in the opportunity to blend it up. Blend it up, pour it over ice, add in 11 ounces of Quest salted caramel protein shake today, and then stir it up. That's our coffee of the day, and it's delicious. I tend to do this most every day. Occasionally, I want a hot coffee, but today I desperately needed the standard tried and true coffee that I love. So here's where we are. That's what we're doing. Now, weather. Yeah, weather. The weather today in St. Louis, which is where I am, is 9 degrees. It's also the low of the day. We're expecting a high of 35. We'll see if we get it. There are off and on winds, which are making it a whole lot colder. I certainly hope wherever you are, it's a whole lot warmer. And if it's not, make sure you bundle up. If you've got to take your children to school or pets out or whatever, do it in layers. Those hats you've been crocheting or knitting, pop one on your head and one on the head of your kid if you're going out. Otherwise, stay in, stay warm, stay well. So, announcements. My first announcement is as it is most every day. Happy birthday or happy anniversary if today is your special day. I sincerely appreciate having you with me today on your special day because it makes me feel pretty special too. I also want to send warm yarny hugs and greetings to Russ from It's Raining Yarn. I certainly hope you are feeling better today and that each day brings you a little more comfort. Then I want to remind you guys that Dawn Aaron of Dawn Aaron's Loving Hands Creations, I always stumble over her channel, but I will tell you her channel is detailed in the description box below, as is Russ's channel, It's Raining Yarn. So you guys, please do me a favor, go over and say hi to those guys and let them know I sent you that way. With that said, Dawn Aaron is going to be going live today with Real Talk Thursday. So I highly recommend you get over and take a listen to what she shares with us. She drops some really interesting information. And I will say this, much like me, she keeps it very real. And I like that. I won't say that in the past, she's had some really interesting guests. Hmm. And who knows, you may have another guest today. So there's that. I want to stop right here at this moment and say thank you to each and every one of you who came to the video last night for book club. We did a live, and as live can happen, first and foremost, we had a time. Of course, I did all the talking. Forgive me, I'm sorry. But even with that, there was a wonderful conversation and connection to this particular book. We are reading The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. And it's an amazing book. I read this book several years ago. It propelled me to do a lot of things that I had been afraid to do. And it has made a major impact in how I conduct my life today. So I thought it would be fun to share it with the group. I did find that a few other people who hadn't previously read the book but did love me enough to show up to book club last night have since decided, yeah, I might want to grab that book. And I'm so glad that they're going to be doing that. I hope that's the same for you. But with that said, towards the end of our conversation, I got some notifications that forced me to end the live early. I want you guys to know everything is well. My family is well. And the phone calls that I got were resolved. Everyone now understands I'm busy on Wednesday from 6 p.m. to about 7 or maybe even 7:15 Central Standard Time. So please don't call me. I'm busy. So just as my channel is very new, it is very new for the people who are used to having access to me in the evenings. I'm not available. So give me grace and understand that during those times, don't call, don't email, don't send a smoke signal. If your hair is not on fire, let it be. And if it is on fire, call a fireman. Don't call Michelle. I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. Okay, maybe I'm being mean, but I'm being honest. Sometimes I'm honestly mean. So, with all of that out of the way, let's talk about the topic of the day. And excuse me for a half second. I am stretching only slightly off camera because what I need is just over here. And yes, I should have been better organized, but I wasn't. Keep in mind, it's 4:15 in the morning. Okay? Give me grace. Thank you. Now, topic of the day, it's book of the day. And this book, first, before I even show you this book, let me tell you how excited I am about it, because this was a book recommendation from two different sources. The first source being Flossom Crochet with Marty. She does a segment on her channel detailing each one of these learn together stitches. The other person who had mentioned this book, and I believe I'm accurate when I say this, I watch a lot of channels and I enjoy a lot of amazing crochet related content creators. One of them being, again, Russ. I think Russ also recommended this book. But this book is the 500 Crochet Stitches, the Ultimate Crochet Stitch Bible. I have only perused it lightly. I have loved what I've seen on other channels, as they have in detail shown us how to create the stitches that show up in this book. And I want to show you this first page because it sets the tone for what you're going to be working on, whether it's hexies or the basket weave or the herringbone style or open stitches. I just love that. I love that even though they're showing it in pattern, the pattern, it can in different textures, they're showing it in stitch and we can do it in crochet. That's pretty exciting to me as someone who taught themselves how to crochet. I love the fact that I can pick up a book, and let me grab this paper and cover those patterns up. I love that this particular book has, and I'm holding this very awkwardly, but at the same time I want to make sure I'm kind to the author and not giving away their information. You have the squares that they're showing you. You have the graphs that tell you how to construct the stitches. And then you have each below it, each one of the patterns available for you to learn. I like that. I like being able to make a choice between reading a pattern and actually seeing the stitch glossary in a chart form. That's pretty exciting. So, as you'll note, I am cutting this conversation a little bit short today for two reasons. One, I've got a couple of other things I want to do before my day gets started. My day, of course, being the daycare. And I want to spend some crochet time with you. So, I'm going to cut this to an end a little bit early. But before I do, please allow me to have a conversation with our special friend. That special friend is someone who might not be having the best time right now, whether it's a physical struggle that's preventing them from living their best life, or maybe it's a mental struggle. Whatever it may be, they may not be in the best headspace. So I like to have a conversation with them. So please forgive me as I do that right now. And to that person, hello. How are you today, my darling? I certainly hope you are well. I'm going to tell you, as I do every day, please eat, drink your water. If meds are appropriate, please take them. It is important. There's a reason those meds were prescribed for you. So please take your medication. If you have the opportunity, see someone in person, whether it's a friend or a family member. Maybe it's a neighbor, but have a physical in person conversation with someone. Sometimes just the human connections that we make with someone else restores and rejuvenates who we as a person are. I know that it is true for me, and I'm sure it's probably true for you as well. If you discover that even with that conversation, your head is still swimming underwater and you just don't feel safe with you, this is an appropriate time to reach out to a medical professional. There are sources available to support and help you. Don't be afraid or ashamed to ask for help if this is the time that you need more support than just a general conversation or a get over it, pull yourself up by your bootstraps recommendation, because sometimes it just can't be done. You need extra help. And it's okay. I've needed that help. If that's you today, that's just fine. Please remember that I love you. I'm so, so proud of you. And you can do this. We can do this together. If you don't have anyone else you can talk to and you really need to talk to somebody, leave me a comment below. I will respond. Or if it's too personal, go ahead, send me an email. My email address is in the description box and I will reply. Give me grace. Sometimes it takes me time to get back to you, but I will get back to you. Most of all, I love you and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Now, guys, thanks for being patient with me while I have that very important conversation with our very special friend. And yeah, I'm going to go because I've been running my mouth for 16 minutes. So I want to move over to our crochet time. But I also want to say to you, eat, drink your water. If meds are appropriate for you, please take them. I've had mine this morning, so I'm actually about to go finish up what I need to do to get this video uploaded. And I'm going to go have some breakfast because it's time. And I think I might be hungry early, which is unusual for me. So I hope to see you again tomorrow. Know that I love you. I'm so proud of you as well. And I thank you for your time. I'm going to switch over and give you that screen card. So I don't want you to go anywhere. Enjoy the music, enjoy our time together. But most of all, have some fun today. And I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye bye.